Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. When we go for learning activity, there must be a systematic methodology to be adopted for conveniences of understanding. One of such learning formulae goes like this. We must go from known to unknown. We know something. Here every day we study the Bhagavad Gita. Some salient aspects are duly covered, being covered. The whole gamut of the text, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, when we take it in its totality, we know that it is Yoga Shastra. It is called Upanishad because it gives the message which is sacred and secret also. In our tradition, it is face-to-face discourse. That is the real media for transmission of knowledge. Every seeker got that opportunity to approach his Guru. This is called Upasadana. Sriman Gitacharya also says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. This shloka tells how we have to approach the proper gurus for our enlightenment. Pranipata, very important value for enrichment of knowledge. If we are ego-stricken, it is difficult to go to any guru because we think that I am so competent to understand everything. I got wonderful, innovative, creative, sharp mind, sharp brain, so applying this brain I can understand. This type of ego now dances. As we are more and more scientifically oriented and claim that we are advancing, we are forward, we are innovative, so and so. There are many such popular terminologies to claim that we are great, we have that knowledge. But our tradition doesn't approve it. This self-study business, it never enhances our knowledge. Only it helps for enhancement of our information. More and more we gather information by self-study, by clicking our gadgets, by Google search. All these, what we enrich? Only information. Information is not at all knowledge. Information is always well known, it is WH centered, it is. We have WH questions like what, which, where, who, when. These are interrogative in nature. According to English linguistic formalities, these are all called WH questions. WH questions, as we ask these type of WH questions, we can just gather information. What? Again, some answer. Where? One word answer. Wait, one word answer. Who? One word answer. These are all objective questions. All these so-called people who are in teaching profession, they know how to frame all such questions, WH-centered questions. By asking this question, by eliciting answers for this question, merely we can enrich our informations, not knowledge. Please understand. But most unhappy thing, unfortunate it is to say that as we are marching ahead and more university centered, Macaulay type, the same old type of education becoming popular and popular, quantitatively increasing, our knowledge level going down and down and down. If you go to such great spiritual masters, they never entertain. If some student comes, first of all, his capacity, his perception, his grasping power, his holding power, his devotion, all these basic competencies first tested. If he got all these qualities required to become a good student, such student only admitted. Once he is admitted, the real penance starts for cognitive expansion. That is called pranipata. Total surrender to Guru. Then only you can receive knowledge, otherwise information. For that, why should you go living Guru? You have your own gadgets, they give some information and you are happy with that. And with those gadgets you can do anything. Now you can do anything. Any question you can answer, whatever questions asked in your question paper, you write 30 pages, 40 pages. And again you complete your BE degrees and M degrees easily by Google search and all this. Then you go for PhD, there you start your cut and paste business. You become doctor. All this, what nonsense we are doing? This is not the proper method for learning. Tadvidhi pranipatena, total surrender. So that our people, they were talking, ekasmin janmani ekam shastram. So you must be committed to one branch of science. That is called Vedanga in our terminology. One Veda. That is how a particular branch it is maintained in that dynastic order. If you want to know Rigveda, this particular branch of Rigveda, go to this village, go to this dynasty. There they could maintain that knowledge so perfectly, so much intactness, so much depth, that they were capable of imparting that knowledge. That is how every dynasty attached with some branch of science. Some dynasty maintaining the same traditional order of that knowledge. That type of very rich land it is. This is Bharat. Where we are now? What we are now? Simply going to Google search, cutting, pasting, preparing big project works, preparing big PhD thesis. No. This is not approved by our tradition. Tadvidhi pranipatena, then pariprashna. You will have that positive inquiry, sense of inquiry. With that you go to Gurus. If you go to the Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita, it is purely dialogue between teacher and taught. How beautifully Krishna puts forth his thoughts, how he elicits from Partha. How Partha extracts so much knowledge from that great source of knowledge, Bhagavan himself. How beautiful questions, innovative questions he puts, Partha, in Bhagavad Gita. That is how this whole dialogue takes place. This whole dialogue, we don't know how much time Bhagavan Parthasarathi spent for clarifying those doubts of Partha who represents us. However, it was there in the warfare. Krishna was so competent to clarify all doubts within some minutes, within some hours, because there was no so much time just to chant 700 slokas. We take hours together. But there in between Partha and Parthasarathi, only some dialogue. It is in the form of aphorism, sutra rupena. It was. That was whole gamut of that dialogue, what is taken, extracted by great Vyasa. He composed all these 700 slokas. Actually, this is the real bhashya of dialogue between Partha and Parthasarathi. That's how this 700 sloka, wonderful core part of Indian traditional knowledge, source, it is in front of us. We are chanting that. What is Bhagavad Gita? It is only Jnana and Vijnana. What is Jnana and Vijnana? Science and philosophy. In our tradition, philosophy and science, they are not different departments. In all the university centers, commerce is different department, humanities another department, science is another department, language is another department, there are many departments. But for Indian tradition, it is only one comprehensive structure. There you cannot go for dissection. You cannot go for compartments and departments. There are artificial divisions. Okay, for convenience of understanding, for convenience of academic activities, we separate all these things. But it is only one holistic gamut of traditional knowledge that is embedded in these 700 slokas. There we have 18 chapters. In between, there are 2 chapters. As you have some government, there you put some gem in between. It is called Nayaka Mani. In Sanskrit, it is called Nayaka Mani. Nayaka Mani means gem, which is the most shining center in the whole necklace, which dominates the middle part of that necklace. It is called Nayaka Mani. We have 2 adhyayas, 10th and 11th chapters. These 2 chapters, they play the role of Nayaka Mani. Unless we study these 2, we cannot understand the previous chapter, starting from the 1st chapter to 9th chapter, and starting from 12th to 18th chapter. In between these 2 gamuts, 2 chapters are there, 10th and 11th chapter. 10th chapter deals with what? Deals with theory part, and that is substantiated by a proper demo by Krishna in the 12th chapter. So 10th and 11th chapter. So these 10th and 11th chapters, we have to understand. What is that parameter to understand this? 2 words are very familiar to us. So that is what I told, from known to unknown. We all in our academic activities, we are very familiar with these 2 words, theory and philosophy, theory and practice. We go, some periods, our masters, our teachers, professors, they were dealing with theory part. And immediately it will be some time followed by lab work, where demo will be going on. That is how these 2 go hand in hand. That is how our knowledge is substantiated, made comprehensive. That technology we are familiar with. That is system, very good system. Modern system is fine. Mere theory also doesn't work. he cannot understand properly. Without proper theoretical understanding, directly if you go for lab and do some work, then also your knowledge becomes very much lopsided, half-baked. That is why we must go for both theory and practice. This particular chapter, 10th chapter, it deals with theory part. What is that theory? Krishna says in the 6th chapter, Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mata. Wonderful statement. There are many yogis, but who is that Parama Yogi? The highest yogi. One who occupies that highest order of yogin, the tradition of yogin. Who is that man? Question. Krishna's answer is so beautiful. Atmaupamyena, one who considers all others as he himself. Atmaupamya, Atma Upama S-VYASA. So while dealing with all activities, I must sit in his place, then understand the crux of the problem, try to solve it. That is the real method. So father is there, child is there. If father sometimes goes to the child place and sitting in his own place, doesn't try to understand its problem, father will be always murmuring, grumbling against that child. Just to know the problem faced by his own son and daughter, father and mother must sit in their place and understand and try to solve the problem. Father always in his own commanding posture, commanding position, he cannot understand child's problem. This is the main root cause for all type of misunderstandings, all type of grumbling, murmurings, all type of fissures, frictions, sparking. That is how human relations are hampered due to this problem. So, Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati. That is how there is no hierarchy. Any officer, you can take some officer in the university. If he goes to his friend's position, try to understand whatever problem they face, then again tries to find out some salvation, he will be a good manager. Otherwise, he will be in his own prestigious place, not knowing any problem. There will be clash. Hierarchical problems will be there. Someone is up, someone is down. There will be always quarrels. That is how it happens. Atmaupamyam. This is the highest value of yogi. He becomes the real yogi, one who understands others' problem, invoking his own place. So this is Atmaupamya. How will this Atmaupamya feeling can be imbibed if I know that these are also human beings? They are also human beings like me. They also have problems. I have to assist them. If this type of attitude develops, that is the real and the first hand requirement of a yogi. If that is there, naturally all these qualities, divine qualities which Krishna enlisted in the beginning of this particular chapter, 10th chapter, ahimsa, samata, tushtihi, tapaha, danam, yashaha, ayashaha, bhavanti bhavaha, bhutanam, mataya prasadihaha. These are also replica of the same divine spark, the same thing it is in their form. They are also incarnations of divinity. This feeling, if we more and more internalize, we can share others' problem. So we can take care of others' interest. This is the real management formula. Atmopamya becomes the real management formula for crisis management, which is the main problem area in the modern so-called entrepreneurial world or so-called international global scenario. All these what words we use now, corporate house. So, if a Yajamana of corporate house, if he got this Atmopamya feeling, certainly he can run that whole institution without any friction and fractions and spots. For that, Krishna gives this particular Atmopamya formula. How that Atmopamya is worked out in its details, that we will take care of, we will take up when we go along with all shlokas of 10th chapter, which is the theory part, which is followed by practical part in the 11th chapter. Om Tat Sat.